Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. It is Sunday, so you already know it is mimosas and makeup. I don't have a mimosa today. I have a little mixture here. This is Simply Lemonade Light or Simply Light Lemonade with Barefoot Rosé Bubbles and then a little bit of pineapple rum. Pineapple rum is that's my jam, but I can't have it too much. No transfer on the glass. Today I'm talking about 10 Halloween eyeshadow palettes or palettes that just give off those vibes. So if you like talking about eyeshadow palettes and swatch parties, this is gonna be a good video for you. So keep on watching, let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you wanna hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. If you stay to the end of this video, I will show you how I created this look. And we're gonna just go ahead and start off with this palette. We might as well. These palettes are not ranked in any type of order. I'm gonna start with the recently deceased palette from Martine Cosmetics. I still regret not buying the entire collection. That was the 2020 holiday collection. And at that time, I just could not see myself paying $350 for the set. I do regret it a bit. I really liked everything that they did with this collection. Here is Recently Deceased. It's a really interesting palette. People weren't thrilled about the purples being similar and then having these similar shades, but I really didn't care. The differences are a bit slight, so I'll show you the purples. So these two are really similar, but one is a shimmer and one's a matte. This one's another shimmer. It's a little bit different, and then we have this purple, which this one's different enough, but some people didn't like that. I honestly didn't care too much. So I love the mustardy kind of grungy shades at the top, and then this deep green. And there's the deep green, really, really pretty. It's got like nice sparkle to it. The gold shade, Neurotic, is another smooth, really smooth shimmer from Melt. And you know, some of Melt's shimmers can be on the crumbly side. So this was nice. These two mattes, I enjoyed those as well, and I felt like they were different enough. I am wearing this one as a transition, and then I used this purple. Well, you'll see the look. I used this to blend it out. So it was nice, and then this on the lid. I like how the look came out, and definitely I had to include this one and number 2, which is gonna be the waiting room, in this palette party here for Halloween. This was so cute. Like, they had a little card that came in as well, like from the movie. It was just really well done. The box was great. And honestly, I do think that it would be hard for Melt to top their own release. Amore Mariposas did not do it. And then I feel like this year they were just like, F it. And I can't blame them, because Amore Mariposas just didn't do what Beetlejuice did. So we also have a card, and then this one has 10 shades where the other palette had 8. You've got this really unique color story with these burgundies and reds and kind of bloody colors on the top. And then you have the grays on the bottom with a matte white and a matte black. Again, you might not be able to tell too much of a difference between the shades. And based on my experience with Gemini 2, these shades probably would not show up differently on me. I do, again, appreciate the shimmers in this palette. I think that they're smooth. Now, I don't know. I have to really sit down and look at it. I think this is one of their better formulas for the shimmers. I think the mattes, like these color mattes, can sometimes be a bit tricky. Overall, really nice palette. I like the red shimmers. I like red eyeshadow. It's just tricky with how different reds are gonna show up on me. Like, are they gonna show up differently? The crumbly shade in this palette is the shade Juno. And I think you can make it work, but let me see if I can show you. So where I just put my finger in it, you can see that the shadow has moved around. It's a bit chunky. So I think that's the only palette or the only shade in the palette that you know, wasn't the greatest, but you spray it and it'll be fine. I would do more tapping motions because this is a flaky one. The two grays, one's just a little bit deeper than the other, Tombstone and Shrunken Head. So you can see that on my finger. Not sure if we can see that in the swatch. I don't know if it really matters. You know what I mean? But all in all, I really enjoyed this collection, and I did a video with 8 looks. So I'll link that because they were good looks. I had a green wig on and everything because I was trying to be Laura Oriano because that's what she had on when she did her little promo. Not little promo, when she did her promo, which was excellent. I have fond memories of that. What did I get? I think I got one of the liners, and I did get one of the, it was like Electrip lipsticks, but that one really wasn't a shade that I was gonna wear. I really wish that I was able to get the green one, the green like bullet lipstick, but that was sold out and I could not get my hands on it. I don't know if it was called Calypso. No, I think Calypso was red, but it was a green one and it was really a unique color that I have not seen since. Great collection, like I said, fond memories, and it just takes me back to a time, and you know, that's when I was like really getting into YouTube and everything like that. So, and into holiday collections. Now the next palette I grabbed is by Mama Pat, one of her motherships. Can you guess which one it is? It is Subversive. Every time I see this palette, even just from the outer packaging, I think thriller, spooky, Halloween, purge. I think of all of that with this packaging on the outside. I don't know if anybody else gets that vibe, but it's just a really deep, dark kind of palette. And it just has an eerie vibe to it. But I've always felt like that about this palette. This used to be my favorite mothership, and this palette's really good. It really is. Some of the standouts, we all know about Gigabyte. This is a big standout in this palette. I mean, look how beautiful that shade is. It's a beautiful chartreuse. It's the same shade that was in the new Bridgerton in my mind. Night Creature is another standout. And I really do like the special shades, especially Blitz Amethyst. This one's a really good one because I'm not a fan of all of the Pat McGrath special shades. Look how beautiful that shade is. There it is. I also love VR Pink. So those are just some of the standout shades, and I really like these shades paired with these like deep browns and the black. I don't know, I just think it goes really well. Definitely one of the more unique color stories for Pat McGrath as far as her motherships go, as well as color stories in my eyeshadow collection. And the vibe just reminds me of, like I said, Halloween. So wanted to include that one for number 3. Number 4 is a palette that was a gift, and I received this from Jamie, aka Makeup Release Radar Official, and this is the 669. This is the 669 palette from Martine Cosmetics. It's got this like, what do you call it? Like a antique trunk type opening. And this is a grungy lover's dream. If you don't like grunge, you would not get this palette because there is nothing for you here. But these colors in here, they just say Halloween to me. They say creepy, dark, eerie. I think this was a really cool palette. There's some different shimmer formulas in here. Like you have some that are really like smooth metallics. You have some that are a little chunkier. Let me just swatch a few of the shades. Let's start with Euphenia. It's a really pretty duochrome shade. I think you can see that flip there. They're not as shifty as like your Terra Moons or your Cleona shades, and that could be a good or bad thing for some depending on what you like. So just wanted to note that. Medusa is another duochrome, and that one's gonna have like a blue purple. And then there's some satin shimmers here. Then they have really nice mattes as well. Cornelia, it's like this really beautiful gray silver shade. So I did like this palette, and if you were interested in it, I think that it's a nice eyeshadow formula. So I wanted to include this on my Halloween list. Palette number 4 goes to The Witching Hour from Unearthly Cosmetics. And this one was gifted to me, and I have not used it yet. But I would like to use it because now's the time. And not only is this Halloween vibes, but it's fall vibes too. I love the range of shades here. Like, you could kind of go monochromatic if you want to. And let's just watch a couple because I haven't yet. Let's look at the 3 shimmers. So Sigil, Curse, and Magic. Now this formula is not necessarily my favorite because they're so densely packed. And they're beautiful on the eye, but they're not my favorite to swatch, I would say. So that one is Sigil. We have Curse. These are not like the shimmers in the Aaliyah Warms My Blood palette. Those are totally different shimmers. They're not like packed tight. This is Magic. So those are cute. And I think they go well with the mattes that you have in this palette. Love this kind of pukey green color, I would call it. And I love this like deeper orange. I love both of those. So I thought that this would be a great palette to include for Halloween vibes, The Witching Hour. And here's the front packaging. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this out and use this. I just haven't yet. Okay, palette number 5. I need to see if I have some room. Okay, I do. Tammy. Have not used this palette yet. This is the Black Glove palette. This was actually the last release that we were able to get. I wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to get it because I paid for UPS, and then with everything happening in Russia, and you know, they don't accept purchases from the United States or anything like that. She said she could send it Russian post. So eventually it showed up. I just wasn't sure, but I'm so glad it did. Look at this palette, y'all. Like this palette, So right away, we're gonna have to swatch this shade right here. Like, look at that. This shade has fire. Look how beautiful that is. Like, this is a multi-chrome in a palette, which I love having that. And all the rest of the shades are great too, but I had to start with that one. Let's go ahead and just do a few more swatches. This one's beautiful. This is like that black red. I know that when we're able to purchase from Tammy Tanuka again, because I haven't even been really looking at her site, because every time I see one of her little palettes, one of her palettes that come out, stop saying little, I'm like, damn, I really wish we could get that. Let's just swatch a couple more shimmers. Let's do these 2. But I'm definitely gonna catch up with the palettes that I've missed. I have about 4 or 5 of her palettes. The quality is excellent. Pat McGrath quality, seriously. And if you like loose pigments, she does those as well. And she always has like a really interesting color story and name for her palette. Like I said, this was the Black Glove, but some of them are like really interesting names. So there's that one. And then there's one more shimmer, which is this light one that I'll swatch. But look at those. These are gorgeous. I don't know if it was the name of the palette or like these 2 shades here, these 3, but I knew like this palette was gonna be on the list. It just gives me like those dark vibes. The Black Glove, like the Black Phone. I wanted to see that movie. Has anybody seen the Black Phone? Tyrone doesn't really like scary movies like that, and August says he does, but it's not appropriate for him. Let me know if you've seen the Black Phone. Let me know if it's good. I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm sad we only have 4 more palettes to go. But we're gonna keep on going with number 6, which is Moonspell from Lunar Beauty. Look here at this outer packaging. Now this might not be your typical Halloween palette, but it came across my mind when I was picking out palettes, so I'm including it. And this one was a really unique palette. I am thinking of decluttering a couple of my Lunar Beauty palettes. Strawberry Dreams. I sold Nude Prism because I just wasn't gonna get a chance to really use that. Not sure if I wanna keep Moonspell Volume 2. It's a bit purpley pink for me and I don't see myself going for it. But I do wanna keep Eternal Eclipse. I positive, I think I'm positive I want to keep Eternal Eclipse and this one. I do like the shimmers in this palette. It's a really pretty shimmer here. I'm just gonna swatch a few of them. Phoebe. The first one was Prue. Look at that. Ooh, that's got a nice shine to it. Mary is a really pretty, like, antique-y type shimmer. Samantha's a nice one. Not to mention, I just think this palette is different. I think it's unique. I just like the variety of looks that you can make. This one's not as deep and grungy as the Black Glove or the 669 palette, but it's almost like a lighter version of that. And you know, we might not always want like this deep look. Let's swatch this Fiona shade, this blue. Bro. Look. Are you calling me bro?
He has a big bag.
Did you just call me bro?
Look.
We're not gonna get in the habit of eating Takis.
He has a lot of Takis.
He does.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
That's a mess. Takis aren't good for you. And neither is that cough.
He's Takis every day.
You can't have any of my blue heat Takis.
Those Takis aren't good for you. I'm letting you know. Did you call me bro? Oh no.
Can I get cookies?
Wait a minute.
Can I get some milk? Can I have my cookies?
Hold on. Is it dessert time? Whoa. First of all, hi Marky.
Hi.
What's wrong?
Can I bake cookies?
Tyrone's baking cookies?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Are they done?
Yes.
Can you let them cool down? You don't want to burn your mouth, do you? Then you won't be able to taste them.
Say sour.
Oh, he's taking a shower.
No.
Well, get a shower.
No, I don't want to.
Then you don't want cookies.
Sour time. We have to go to get sour.
That's right.
I want to ask.
What'd you say?
I want to ask.
Tyrone asked? Then why don't you just do it? Are his kids getting a shower?
Yes.
Well, then you have to get one too. I mean, why don't people want to be clean? My time is coming to a close. Palette number 7 goes to the Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette. This is one of my favorites, and I love how when I reviewed this palette, I got to talk about all of these locations. I had to do a lot of research to learn about them, but here is this beautiful color story, and this is one of my favorite Nomad palettes. Let's swatch a few shades, such as Mary Cemetery. Ooh, this is a beautiful sparkly green. Okay, I did say that sometimes Nomad Cosmetics shimmers don't always have the shine that I like, but these do. Let's do the Catacombs. Yeah, these have the shimmer. The ones in the fall Hudson Valley, they're not shiny like this, in my opinion. Not that they're not good, they're just not these. Here's the shade Crumpus. Look at that. And of course the mattes in this palette do not disappoint. Now, I believe that Haunted Europe is being discontinued. I don't know if they've sold out of it yet. Oh, and look at this. Can y'all see that? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Like, come on, come on. Yes. So at one point, the palette was 25% off. I did post that because I was like, this palette is really good. Like, if I could only keep a couple of my Nomad palettes, this would be one of them. Probably this one and America's Parks and maybe the Hudson Valley one. Like if I had to choose, I think those would be the ones. Yeah, I like these shimmers. Let me show them up close because these have a sparkle in them that they don't always do. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but they are some really beautiful sparkly reflex in these shimmers. Oh, and I love them. 2 more palettes to go. I just mentioned this palette in a video recently. This is Notoriously Morbid. We don't always cha-cha-cha. This was available for 3 days, y'all. I think it went on sale Saturday. It was gone Monday. That was it. Look at how they did the back. I love this. I absolutely love Notoriously Morbid. Let's go ahead and swatch the, oh, it's 6 shimmers here. Let's swatch them. This is the shade Doomed. We have Death Curse. Look at that one. how pretty that is. And then we have Final Girl. If you're looking for a handmade indie brand with unique eyeshadow formulas, this is your brand. This is the shade Run. Ooh, Executioner. This one looks good. Look at that. That's really pretty. So most of these look like your traditional shimmers, foils maybe, but this one, this is something else. And then we have Black Cat Day, which is this last one here. Look at those shimmers. This one right here, beautiful. So yeah, I don't really use this one on camera too much, but maybe they'll bring it back for another Friday the 13th. You know, maybe they'll revive this palette if there's the demand for it. I hope they start to make more of their palettes because they always sell out, and I want them to stop underestimating how many people are starting to get into their brand. Well, folks, we're at the last palette, and then I'm going to show you how I created this look. But the last palette is It's Freaking Bats. This was the collab palette between Butte Bean and Shroud Cosmetics that took people up to 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year to get. I got this on the restock, and I feel like I really got a dud version. I really do. I hate to say it. So these shimmers are not the original shimmers. They look like it. They appear to be the same colors as the shimmers in It's Freaking Bats, but I just so happen to have shimmers that I could replace. So they are Terra Moon shimmers and Sydney Grace shimmers. The shimmers that were originally here just were not flattering on my eyes. They were, I don't know what they were, but they made my eyes look like they had like wrinkles and texture, and I didn't like that. So let me just swatch these shades. I can't tell you what they are because I don't have anything to pull these out, but I know this one is Sydney Grace. That's it. She did just restock the Hollow Bean palette. Look at that. Come on. And then Apparition. I don't know if that's Sydney Grace or not. I don't buy shades like that. I'm trying to figure out what that is. I'm gonna have to look. I do have a video about this palette and about me redoing it. Then we have Sam. This also appears to be a Sydney Grace. It feels like Sydney Grace. So I'm trying to think about what else would they be. So that's what I did for Sam. This one, I know this one here that I put in for 0, this is Terra Moons. I can just tell. Can't remember which shade, but I know it's Terra Moons. Ooh, Black Friday, me and Terra Moons, y'all. And then Grim, this is a Sydney Grace shade. Oh, come on. I know these aren't probably exactly the same as the ones from It's Freaking Bats, but they're close enough to me. Love this shade Trappa here. This is almost similar to the shade Crypt that's in the Hollow Bean palette that I cannot dupe, but I love that shade. Oh, so good, so good. So these are my 10 Halloween palettes. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any of them, or if you have any other palettes that you could add to this list. I do love Halloween. I used to have these big Halloween parties, and yeah, I don't have them anymore, but I used to really be into Halloween, and lately I just haven't been as much. So I'm trying to get inspired again, but we'll see. I'm still trying to think of a costume, and then I have to think of something for work. So mostly into the boys and seeing what they want to be and all that kind of good stuff. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. The video's not over yet. I will be back to wrap it up. But if you want to see how I got this look, keep on watching. I got this with the Recently Deceased palette and a Notoriously Morbid matte lip. So we'll get into that right now. All right, you guys. So I'm getting ready to film Mimosas and makeup, but I wanted to do an eye look with one of the palettes that I'm going to be talking about in the video. So I will include this at the end of the video if it comes out good. I think I want to go with Recently Deceased from Melt Cosmetics from the Beetlejuice collection. I have not pulled this out in a while, but I thought it would be fun to do something with this one. So yes. All right, this can be a really tricky palette to use, but I'm gonna go ahead into the shade Beetlegeist first. And this is kind of a neon green, I would say. And that's what it looks like. I have a Glam Light fluffy brush here, and I'm using the NARS primer. Or not primer, it's concealer, soft matte concealer. Now I'm really gonna try to keep this in the transition area, and I wanna keep it kind of soft. I'm gonna build on it just a little bit more. Okay, just like that. All right, so that's gonna be the base to this look. So I know a lot of people complain about this palette having similar purples, but I'm gonna go into this one, which is Bio Exorcist. Why do I hear fireworks? Okay. I'm using a Bristles Beauty EO2RL brush, another fluffy blending brush. I'm gonna attempt to do a bit of a halo eye. I'm tapping this on the outer corner, and then I'm gonna tap it on the inner corner. So this is what we are working with, and yeah, this is gonna be a bit of a tricky look. Next, I wanna go into the shade Neurotic. Neurotic is this really pretty gold. Just gonna put that in the middle of the purple. And I'm gonna switch to a BK Beauty 207 brush. That's what it looks like. Let's go into Little Accident, which is this shimmer. And I'm just gonna put that on the edges of the gold. I'm gonna just go over it like that. Just so the gold like peeks out just a little bit. I think that helps the two shades to blend into each other. Trying not to cover the gold up all the way. Kind of covered it up more than I wanted to on this one. And I'm gonna take the same brush and go back into Bio Exorcist for the lower lash line. Okay, so this is the look that we're working with. I really like how this looks. And I wanted to see if I could possibly use the shade Paranormal as a liner. And if I remember correctly, this might be a crumbly shade. I'm gonna get some spray. And I just have an angled brush. And you're probably not gonna see too much of this, but I just wanted to see if it would make a good liner. And I line really close to my lashes. Do have a little bit of fallout. Got a little baby wing. And for the inner corner, hoint, gonna go into the shade Draw Adore. Little grungy inner corner highlight. And there's the look. All right, I am going to find a liner, get my mascara, and then a lipstick, and I'll be back. Hi. Oh, I wanted to tell you, everybody missed you in my video that I had on today because you were not in it.
Today?
Yeah, and people thought that they were gonna see a new yo-yo trick. Do you have any?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, I love that. Okay, let me, okay. I'll scoot over. I'm gonna go get my rest of myself together. And y'all can watch August. Take it away. Do you need the mic? Okay, hold on. Here,
As we clip to the shirt.
I'll clip it. Stop.
Hi guys, I'm gonna.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Hey guys.
Are you gonna tell them what you're doing?
I'm doing.
What's the name of the trick?
I don't know what the name of the trick is.
Why don't you make a name for it?
I call that Let me show this. I call this the pointy boy. I'm gonna go. Can I go? You guys can talk to yourselves. Okay?
What? Not they can talk to themselves. What if they're not on the chat?
You guys can talk to yourselves. Sorry.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that little intermission with August and his yo-yo tricks. So I'm back with the final look. I did use a white liner from ColourPop on my bottom lashes, and then I used the Unearthly Beauty Rubber Lash Mascara. Still see a little piece of green fall out there, but I don't want to whisk it away because I'm afraid it won't whisk. For my lips, I have on a Mystic Matte from Notoriously Morbid, and this is the shade Mourn. I just thought it went well with the look and the you know, Halloween vibe. So I hope you all enjoyed this look. Let me know what you think, and we'll wrap up the video. All right, you guys, so that's gonna be it for this week's Mimosas and Makeup video. I really enjoyed talking about the palettes, and I know I'm gonna enjoy the chat with you all. I always do, and I really look forward to it as a part of my Sunday. So I really love y'all, and I really, really do appreciate y'all. I thank you for taking some of your time out and hanging out with me for this one. And I hope this was therapy for you, because it always is for me. So until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.